Hi, my name is Riz and welcome back to my fitness channel. Today I have for you a Valentine's Day workout. Look, we're back with the festive workouts. I wasn't sure if I was going to do this, but honestly, Valentine's Day is like the perfect day to just treat someone you love in your life, including yourself. And why not kick off the day with a movement practice? And the purpose of this workout is to be a movement practice. So it's suitable for most levels. And if you don't get some of the exercises right, it's fine. Like, don't sweat it. Like, we're here to have some fun. Go ahead and grab your friends or your partner for this workout. And, you know, you can dress all cute if you like, get a little dressed up. Like, we're here to celebrate love. So let's get some love flowing. All right, so meet me on the mat for our warm-up. So tucking in your toes, we're gonna push off the ground into a downward dog, like so, and then switch off into a plank. If transitioning from downward dog to plank is a bit much, you can always sit into child's pose and then come up into upward dog to keep it relatively quick. All right. So switching to downward dog, plank, or wherever you are. Last one. And done. All right, next we're going to come into a hip hinge. So coming onto your knees, you're going to lift up your left leg like so, tucking in your bum. You're going to reach up to the sky and hinge forward. Nice hip flexor stretch. And just repeat this motion. You can look up to the sky. If you like, you can go from side to side. All right, then switch off to the other side. Bring up your right leg. Tucking in your left, you're going to feel this nice stretch in your quad and in your upper hip. And then push up your hands, creating this hinge, and then push, hinge, and then push. One leg might be tighter than the other. Reach side to side. All right, once that's done, you can come up onto your mat. We're gonna go into a side step or side lunge. So reaching your right leg to the side, you're going to touch your left hand on the ground and you're going to reach your right hand to the sky looking up, coming back down, come up, and then off to the other side. That opposing leg that's touching, that opposing arm that's touching the floor, make sure to really push up off of the floor to create some length. Finish up on either side. And come on up. All right. Next, we're going to sit down into a deep squat. So putting your feet out as wide as you comfortably can and sitting down into this squat. You're gonna make sure no matter what your feet are, that your knees are in line and you're not caving in. Taking your elbows, you're gonna push your knees apart and you're just gonna shift side to side and making sure that your heels are on the ground. All right. Once you feel nice and warmed up, let's go ahead and get to the workout. So we got 7 exercises. We have 30 seconds on, and what's off is your transition time. So your rest will be the moments where I explain to you the next exercise. Also, there are no repeats, so put in your all for these exercises. Get a little spicy with it. Don't be afraid to try, you know. So once we move on to the next exercise, the one that we did before is done. We're not doing it again, unless you want to repeat the video. All right, so lying on our backs, the first exercise we're gonna do is a nice self hug. I'm gonna call this the core hug. Now in this beautiful core hug, we're gonna come down onto our backs, bringing our knees in like so, tucking our chin. We're gonna get some momentum in. So practice really swishing your bum up off the ground. Like, how does that feel? How does it feel to push your knees close to your chest and get some momentum? All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up. So now that you understand how the momentum feels, with your chin tucked, you're gonna grab some momentum and come up, like so. And you get into this nice little hug that you got going on for yourself, and then roll back down. Come up, and then roll onto our backs. We're making sure that our backs are in this nice bowl-like position so we can continuously roll off the ground. We're keeping our knees tucked, so that act of tucking your knees and keeping your back rounded is what's going to, is the cues that's really gonna solidify that core. So you're gonna have to use your core, really tighten your core here to keep that knees close to your chest. And if you can, balance your feet off of the ground. But if you're a little bit unbalanced and you find your feet touching the ground, a little tap is fine, you know. This exercise is fun for figuring out control and momentum at the same time and where to put it in your movements. I'm rambling now, you don't care. All right, so let's just get to the exercise. So setting up the timer and begin. So keeping your knees close to your chest. And stand tall in this position. My chest is upright. Come on. But as soon as we come down, the back is that whole right. One more. And done. And just give yourself a nice little hug. Next, we have a bit of a violent exercise, okay? This exercise is for the people who are feeling like a little frustrated on Valentine's Day, and we're just gonna get this energy out. So, this exercise is called kick your ex in the chest, or kick the person you really dislike in the chest, because it don't gotta be your ex. So coming up, we're gonna come down into a squat, like so, and as we come up, shifting our weight to our right leg, we're going to kick our left leg to the side and come down. If you'd like, you can kick them in the head or in other areas. So just have fun with it. But the cues that you're going to remember when coming into the squat is that your heels and your toes are on the ground. So make sure your heels are not coming up, or even your toes are coming up. And depending how wide your knees are going to be is how much depth you're going to get. It all depends on your anatomy, so don't feel a little discouraged. It's fine. And if you're like me, you have long legs, you might find yourself hinging a little bit more or maybe you may find yourself your chest is a little bit more upright. Just make sure your back is not bending and you're keeping it relatively neutral during the entire exercise. All right, so coming up, setting up the timer, and begin. Coming into that squat, kicking to the side, coming back into that squat, kicking to the side. If you want, you can put a little pep in your step, like squat, step out, kick, squat, step out, kick, or squat, step out, bam. Squat, step out, bam. All right, gotta focus. Finish up on either side. Let's get one more in. And done. All right. For the next exercise, we have, I'm gonna call this one drawing a heart. Wait, no. No, yeah, drawing a heart. So what we're gonna do is come onto our backs, tucking our pelvis in, so our back is not rounding in an exaggerated way. And if this is not within your practice, I'll show you a little trick later. But for the rest of us who can keep our pelvis tucked, we're gonna come up like so, and starting with your feet, you're going to draw a heart in the air, come down, and bring your chest in. So again, picking your feet up, you're going to draw a heart in front of you. So starting up at the top of the heart, coming down, lowering your feet down, and then bringing your knees in. Here's a little trick. If you find your back rounding too much, you can put your hands underneath your bum, which is what I'm going to do. And some of us, you know, we got big booties, okay? So it's kind of hard to keep our back on the ground. So we're gonna so you can bring your hands slightly under your butt, like so, just to create this level for your back to be relatively straight. And then you're going to draw the heart and then bring your knees in. Setting up the timer and begin. If you like to make this exercise a little bit more challenging, you can lift your chin and your upper back off the ground. You can make your heart as big as you want or as little as you want. All hearts are equal. Let's do one more. And done. All right, for the next exercise, I'm gonna call this one Protect Your Heart. Okay. This one is for the energized. We're gonna call them energized folks today on Valentine's Day. And trust me, if you like the Kick Your Ex one, you're gonna like this one. So the Protect Your Heart is you're gonna come into squat position like so, and then keeping your fists balled up in front of you in a fight stance. You're gonna punch the air like so, and then come up. So you can go in for combos if you like. If you're like me, you do a little fancy. You can do what is it? You could do like 1, 2 uppercut, and you could do a little underhand and then hook. You can get really fun with it. If you'd like to make it a little bit harder, you can do a squat hold and just punch it out. Punch it out. Do whatever you want. Have a little fun with it. Okay? So the purpose of this exercise is to protect your heart energy for Valentine's Day. Okay? So we're not trying to get our hearts broken. We're gonna protect it. All right. So setting up the timer, and let's begin. So you can sit here like this if you like. You can be like this. To make this a little bit more harder, put a little more momentum into your back. You can come down lower into a squat. Get a little fun with it. And done. Woo! All right, so the next exercise we have something a bit more challenging in the way of skill level. So you're gonna come up onto your feet, and this is going to be a balancing exercise. And I call this one Cupid bow stance. Look, I know this has the exercise we're gonna do, there's a more technical term to it, but we're just gonna rename it for this workout. Okay. Shifting your weight onto your left leg, you're gonna go ahead and hinge. So pushing your glutes back. Automatically, when you're doing this, your right leg is just going to come up. It's just mechanics, okay? To add a little pizzazz into this, we're Cupids. All right, we got our handy arrows in the back of us. We got the bow in our hands, okay? And we see two couples, you know, and we want to pair them together, or we want to get them to love each other more, okay? So we have our bows. Grabbing your arrow, you're gonna pull the bow and shoot the arrow and come back up, like so. Depending on what kind of Cupid you are, your leg may lift slightly off the ground, or if you are just this crazy Cupid, your leg may come up all the way in the air and get really fancy with it. You know, play around with it. So what we're gonna do is, when we're hinging, and while we're hinging, we're grabbing our arrow and then we're pulling and then coming up, we're then gonna switch off to the other side. When you pull and let go, you can squeeze your glutes a bit more. So just demonstrate this one more time to you, because I know there's a lot going on. So I'm on my left leg and I'm grabbing my bow, and then I'm pulling and then shooting. And when I'm shooting, my glutes are tightening and I'm lifting my leg up a little higher as I shoot. So kind of like a little like leg lift, pizzazz in there, get the glutes going, okay? So setting up the timer, and let's begin. I'm gonna set this timer up a little bit longer than the others, but you don't need to know that. All right, let's begin. Grabbing our arrows and then shooting, coming up. letting that arrow go. You pull it back as much as you want. Really pull it back when you shoot. Let's do one more. Whew. And then coming on up. Look, I know that exercise is a doobie, but you know, really strengthening your core is what's gonna help you with your balance, trust me. All right, so next we have pick the flowers and put them in the basket, okay? So this one is a little bit more extra. I mean, like, how can you get more extra than the Cupid bow stance? But we're gonna, look, just watch, okay? So I'm coming up into a plank position, okay? If it's been a while since you've done a plank, I'm gonna go ahead and teach you the cues. So coming up into your plank, my tailbone is tucked. I'm not arching my back. I'm not rounding my upper back. My tailbone is tucked and there's some lift off the ground. So my neck is not dipping, okay? I'm not scrunching up. My hands are relatively aligned with my shoulders and I'm pushing the ground away. Like you're pushing someone away, that's gonna create length and keep you off of the ground for a longer period of time. So we're in our plank position. We're gonna pick a flower, okay? We're gonna pick a flower. So, picking the flower, I'm then going to reach back, squat back, and put it in my basket. Then pick another flower, and then put it in my basket, like so. I know, it's like, why are we picking flowers like that? Look, don't ask me, okay? We're just gonna do the exercise. So setting up the timer, if you find that this is like a lot, you can pick the flower and come up into more of a down dog stance. You may find that you transition better like that, or if you'd like, you can do this. So when you're in your plank, you pick the flower, you come down, and you set it down. Come back into plank, pick the flower, set it down, lower your knees down. Find out what works for you. You can get a little challenging with it, you can bring it down a notch. All right, setting up the timer, and let's begin. Good. All right, guys, we're on our last and final exercise. It's a cute one. All right, so this exercise, I'm gonna call it kisses. Yep, kisses. Okay, so we're gonna lie on our backs. All right. Rest here like so. Reaching your right leg out. You're gonna bring your left leg in. If you like, you don't got to, but if you like, you can kiss your knee. So these are actually knee switches. We're gonna call them kisses, okay? So we're coming into this kiss, and then we're switching off and kissing the other knee, and then we're just switching like so. There's a variety of ways to make this exercise more challenging. One is you can get into a crunch position. So really lift, keep your chest and your head lifted off of the ground, right, the entire time, and keeping your legs lifted. You can rest the opposing leg if you'd like while you do it. You can do a variety of things. do whatever you like. But look, this is the last exercise. Let's put in our all. Let's really hit the ballpark, whatever the hell it's called. Let's put it in the work. Okay, so setting up the timer, and let's begin. Kiss me. We're done. All right, guys, and that concludes our Valentine's Day movement practice. I hope you enjoyed this practice as much as I did. And if you like, you can go ahead and join me on the mat for a gentle cool down. So coming up, sitting on your heels, you're gonna sit back your glutes and into wonderful child's pose. Really reach your hands forward. If you like, you can clasp your hands together and bring your thumbs close to your neck. Get a nice stretch in your back, maybe in your arms. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that Valentine's Day movement practice or workout or whatever the hell you want to call it. And, you know, I don't know when I'm going to do another festive workout. You know, the festivities are coming to the end, unfortunately. These festive workouts are super fun to make, so. Well, until next time, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what other workouts you'd like to see. I'm pretty like, I'm a girl with many bags, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I can do many workouts. So whatever you like, I'll bring to the table. I hope you have an amazing, wonderful, and lovely rest of your Valentine's Day, and peace.